So my name is Trena, and today I'm going to demonstrate vital signs. My horse, Cheesy, is going to help me, and Joni, my handler, is going to make sure I stay nice and safe around my horse. So the first thing about noticing whether your horse is healthy looking is his overall appearance. Does he have a bright eye? Does he have an alert ear? Is his coat shiny? Is he generally a happy looking horse? And I'd say Cheese looks pretty darn good. The thing I'm going to check for my horse's health is the horse's mucous membranes. You can check on the conjunctiva of the eye or the color of the gums, which should be a nice, healthy, moist pink. He's not real happy, but they're nice and wet, and they're pink, which is a good thing. The conjunctiva of the eye, and just gently pry apart his lids just enough so I can get a nice pink. Next thing I'm going to check is his capillary refill. I'm going to bring up his lip, and I'm going to press my thumb against the gums, and the color should return, the blood should return through the gums within 1 to 2 seconds.
Oh.
Sometimes your horses really don't want to. Too bad. And that returned within 2 seconds, which is pretty darn good. Next thing I'm going to do to check my horse's hydration level, along with checking the gums, is a skin pinch, where you find a nice area around the middle of the neck. And you just grab it. And his is a little bit slow. It should go back to being flat within 1 to 2 seconds. The next thing I'm going to do to check my horse's health is check the pulse in the maxillary artery. It's right underneath the jaw here. And I found it, but I gotta find the pulse now. Okay, I'm gonna time for about 15 seconds, starting now. I got 9, and 9 times 4 is 36. That falls between the normal range of 32 to 44. So the next thing I'm going to find on my horse is the radial pulse. It'll be going down their leg, just under the knee on the inside. I can feel it. I'm going to start timing for 15 seconds. And I got 9 again, which confirms what I found at the maxillary pulse. 9 times 4 is 36. Next thing I'm going to look for is my horse's digital pulse, which should be very, very minimal and almost impossible to find. If my horse had a bounding digital pulse, it would indicate inflammation of the foot, such as an abscess or laminitis, which we definitely don't want. So you would find our digital pulse just behind the pastern. And I feel a little bit of something, but not enough to measure it, which is a good sign on this. The next thing I'm going to do is check my horse's heart rate. I'm going to use a stethoscope for this. I'm going to look just behind the horse's elbow, down along their chest wall down there. Once I think I've found it, I'm going to start timing. And once again, I found a beat of 9. Which confirms with the heart what I felt in the pulse of both the maxillary and the radial. I'm going to check for my horse's health is gut sounds. There are 2 quadrants on each side, an upper and lower quadrant. I should hear a nice little rumble, and then some space, and then a little rumble again. If you hear constant whooshing, that can indicate hypermotility or a problem. or if you hear no sounds, that can indicate a blockage or something going wrong, possibly a colic. So I'm going to make sure my horse knows I'm coming. Go ahead and listen. There was a good little rumble right there, and then some space, another one. And then again, a happy little rumble. I'm going to safely walk to the other side of my horse, staying close to their butt. And both my handler and my handler is going to come to the other side. That way, in the event my horse does something unhappy, his butt is going to move away from me, and I will be completely safe then. I'm going to check again, warning him. Good little rumble. And again, a happy little rumble. When I'm taking my horse's respiration, what I find easiest is to stand with about parallel to the horse, and you can watch their flank rise and fall with their breaths. Another way to do it is to put a hand in front of their nose so that you can feel the breaths coming out of their nose. But oftentimes this is distracting to the horse, and then they think you have a treat and they'll sniff and snort, which can give you an inaccurate reading. So I'm going to go ahead and watch his flank right now. I timed my horse for 30 seconds, and I counted 4 breaths. So 4 times 2 is 8. So 8 breaths per minute is within the normal range. The normal range is 8 to 16 breaths per minute. My horse's temperature. I want my horse's temperature to be between 99.5 to 101.5. So what I'm going to do is warn my horse that I'm back here, move his tail aside a little bit. I have looped up my thermometer with petroleum jelly. I'm going to turn it on, and then I'm going to insert it gently, pressing lightly against the walls of the rectum so I can get the temperature of the horse instead of the ambient temperature of the anus. And my horse's temperature is actually 99.5. Using a glass or mercury thermometer to check my horse's temperature, I would need to shake it down all the way first to make sure all the mercury is in the bottom and ready to take the horse's temperature. When I'm using that glass thermometer, I need to leave it inserted for about 2 minutes, make sure the temperature is fully read. I also need to clip the thermometer to the horse's tail to make sure it doesn't become sucked in. In conclusion, my horse Cheesy is a pretty healthy guy. My capillary refill on him was 1 to 2 seconds. My skin pinch was 1 to 2 seconds. My pulse in the maxillary artery and in the radial artery was between the normal range of 32 to 44 beats per minute. My heart rate was the same. My gut sounds were a nice rumbly sound. My breathing, his breathing was just as it should be, and our pulse was between 99.5 to 101.5.